Mama, do you feel like your sermonette would fit in now? Okay, I did too. I suddenly had that feeling. Mama asked me permission tonight. She said, could I speak for just 2 minutes? I said, I might give you a minute and a half of it. Then we laughed and said, you come on and preach us a sermonette.
Somebody start the clock.
Yeah.
Oh.
You want to come up here and do it, or just turn around?
All right, let me get my arrows. I'll make it short.
No. Follow the Lord.
Wednesday night, something happened here that was a sermon. Sermon came out of it. Leslie is a good potato cake maker. And she stirred up, yes. She stirred up potatoes, cooked potatoes, stirred them up, put the onions in it. I don't know what all she put in it. Flour and milk, salt and pepper. And when I came in the door, it smelled so good. Just smelled wonderful. When I got to the door, she said, Mama, my potato cakes have fallen apart. I don't understand it because I've made them for years. Well, you know, there's a recipe for that. And if you leave it at, especially 2 ingredients, you're going to mess up all of it. But one of the main ingredients was to put an egg in it. And in her haste of having so much to do, she forgot to put an egg in it. And that egg works as a binder, holds it together. That's a sermon, let me tell you. Because I look around, now they smell good, and probably would have tasted all right too. But they were not pleasant looking to the eyes because they fell apart. Now I'm going to use the church. I could use a lot of things. I'm going to use the church world today. There are people sitting in churches, and yes, they go to church on Sunday. They pray and they read their Bible, and you know, they think they're solid. They think they're held together. But let something, trials and temptations come, and they fall apart because they do not have that. Now they've got a little bit of Jesus. They believe in God, you know. But they need that binding effect to hold them together. You know what that binding effect is? That perhaps, and I'm not saying this out of pride, that we have that a lot of churches don't have. It's the baptism of the Holy Spirit.
Absolutely.
That is the binding factor. And you can have all of these other things. They may look good, and they may smell good, but they're not going to hold together. They don't have that binding effect. And even with us, you know, we need to have that binding thing so that when people see us, they want what we have. Now others may, you know, look good, I say, and smell good, and even act good at times. But they don't have the immersion of the Holy Spirit.
Yes, yes, yes.
And when they have that, they're going to see what we have, and they're going to want what we have. Now, I may not have wanted those potato cakes by the looks of them, but they sure did smell good. Made me hungry. But when we have that binding effect that holds everything together, and that's the foundation, what a difference it's going to make.
Yes, yes, yes.
Did I go over my 2 minutes?
No, you go 10, 20. Azusa Street, you never knew who had the sermon. It might be a 12-year-old kid that stood up and preached. You didn't know. Brother Seymour didn't preach every Sunday. You know, I was praying while I was getting really distraught because I said, everybody's dependent on me. Shannon had said, we're bringing visitors. Keelan had never been here, and I'm like, we got visitors coming. Potato cakes are the staple of the Hanukkah meal. Well, you're not going to have any. And as I was getting distraught, then Mama came in, and she said, you didn't put eggs. How can I forget eggs? I've been making these things 30 years, and I forgot eggs. And I said, there's something in this you want us to learn, God. I literally was praying in there going, what is it, God? What do you want us to learn? Well, right there it is.
I think part of it also is that we can't get complacent in something we've been doing for a really long time. You know, we can't be like, I've been
Well,
at
that's
it.
good too.
I've been doing this
that for 30 years.
That's good. Wow.
Oh my.
All this is so good.
Just because we've been doing something for a long
30
time doesn't mean we can just sit back and just go off the cuff. We still have
Oh,
to
my.
be focused. We still have to stay on target. We have to be listening. We have to pay attention. We can't just sit back and say it's just gonna do its thing. 'Cause I've done it a million times. I feel like sometimes we get sloppy Christians because we
We
leave
leave
out
out
an
the
ingredient. We get
Absolutely.
complacent.
God had a recipe for each of us. He created us in our mother's womb. And it had that recipe with all the ingredients that he wants us to have to be our best,
Yeah.
so that we can do our best for him.
Absolutely.
So you can't leave out these ingredients.
Especially what you're talking about. I feel like a broken record, not to y'all agree with me, to the world and the church world. I feel like a broken record sometimes when I go to Acts chapter 1, when Jesus said, wait, you people who've been going around with me and you've seen devils cast out, the sick healed, and the dead raised. Wait. Acts 1:8. He told them they were going to be endued with power after that the Holy Ghost had come upon them. He said, now you go wait. You know good and well that most people would think, I've been doing all this stuff with Jesus, man. I've seen it done. I've operated in that power even. I'm going to go right out. He's going to go on and ascend into heaven. I'm going to go do what I need to do in the world. Get them all saved. He said, wait. Wait till you be endued with power. The church world's putting the cart before the horse. They're trying to go forth before they're endued with power. Get endued with power, then go forth. You'll see some results the other way too. You will. But you're not going to see the results you would see if you did it in his order with his recipe, with his binding agent. If you don't have that binding agent flowing through you the way you should, then the center cannot hold. There's that poem again. Yates. The center cannot hold. Now, I'm going to go a step further. You could have had an experience and been baptized in the Holy Ghost in 1983. But you don't keep that flowing.
Yeah.
You don't keep being filled with the Spirit. Peter had already received the Holy Ghost in Acts chapter 2, and 2 chapters later it said, and Peter filled with the Holy Ghost. And that verb there in the Greek means it's like it was happening all over again. You got to keep this thing stirred up, or you're going to be still missing that key ingredient. Oh. Just because you've done it for years doesn't mean you keep on doing it just that way. God's going to mix it up. You know that, right? God's going to mix it up. If not, we'd all be bored silly with serving God. Got to listen. And if you've got that binding agent and the right recipe going on, you're going to hear his voice when he says, do it a little differently here. Go over here. Do this. Go to the left, then go to the right, then go straight on. Oh, Jesus.
So God uses mistakes
Yes.
to teach us that.
Yes.
He used that mistake so that we can learn about it.
And I'm so thankful for that. I appreciate you being obedient to say what you said today. Because I needed that. Because I had said, God, give me something out of this. Well, I was distraught for a while. But you know what? In the long run, Elijah went to the store and bought eggs, and the rest of the batch of potato cakes worked. Had the binding agent. Oh, Jesus.
Well, we don't learn by doing everything right every time. You don't learn anything.
That's a good point.
You got to mess up
In a fallen world, when we do mess up, the goal is to learn from it.
and don't do it again.
And don't do it again. Somebody said, I can't remember which one of y'all was, said, boy, I bet you won't forget ever again to put eggs. Might have been Shannon, I can't remember. Somebody said, I bet you'll never again forget to put eggs in potato cakes. Was it you?
It might have been. We was all in the kitchen. I don't remember.
So,
That might be the first thing you throw in.
yeah. I'm gonna cut up that onion till that egg's beaten from now on. Boy, there is a whole sermon in that, you know. Even with the onions, add a little spice, a little tang. A lot of churches, little spice, little tang. Let me get my shout on, Let me do my little dance. A lot of times that's soulish. Now, shout, there's a real shout in the Holy Ghost. Trust me, I've been there, and some of y'all have too. I took off running around the church one day, and somebody said, "Boy, it was like a bolt of lightning." I can't can't run fast anymore, but boy, I took off that day. Be hard to run around this church, wouldn't it? Run down the
Have to
aisle,
go.
run back,
You just have to run through.
run around. It's like, Shannon, get that door open, here she comes. So there's a real shout, but there's a soulish thing too. It's just onions without egg. That's good stuff. It's just onions without egg.